How we doing, lads? Welcome to a new episode, and this is going to be the very start of our 2-sec 384 2-sec 384 OSRB. Pretty simple, and we'll just get straight into it, I guess. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this is my 1.6 256 comp. I'm just going to take a copy of that, because I think I know how to convert it back into a 2-sec 384 comp pretty easily. So we'll just copy that, and we're just going to go speed 10, and we'll just paste it maybe down here. Let's paste it down here. We're just going to go from here. Okay, so that's our comp there. Everything is indeed intact, and I'm just going to put a sheet of bedrock underneath, just so we don't blow anything up. Stack to east, and then there we go. Should be enough area. And this would just be stack 20 north. Again, this does want to be fed with a quick pulse, so I'll just do that very quickly there. And now we're sort of at the point where we want to be modifying our timings. So I'm pretty sure this comp will just handle 2-sec 384. I just need to open the doors for a little bit longer. So I'll just revert those two back to 3 redstone ticks, which is the standard comp timing. And what we'll do is we'll just time it out for 384 initially and make sure we can get it going at 384. So what we'll start with there is this is just going to be the default timings. I'll just put a web here just so we can catch all the sand so we can count it. And now we'll just get all this wired up and rigged up. So what we'll do then is we'll TNT fill. We got sand, we got TNT, we are pretty much ready to go here. So I'll just quickly just power this. Wow, that worked. Alright, let's try that again. Bang, there we go. So this should be doing 256, I believe. Run/CE, you see there we do get 256. So what we're going to start with here is we're just going to start with our pulse extender. So I'm pretty sure that one needs to be on 2 ticks, and this one I might just knock up to 4 ticks here. And then I'll probably just chuck another one at 4 ticks there, and we'll try that and see if that works. I should probably use a button now. Okay, so we fire that now. I'll probably end up releasing this comp as well. Oh, that looked very nice actually. That's 384 right there. Does that mean that works at... Okay, this should work at 2-sec. I'm actually kind of curious because it looked super nice. Might actually work at 1.6 for 384 as well, which would be absolutely fucking mental. But we'll just try 2 for now. So 4, so that 5, 9, so we're up to 1.8, and that will be 2 seconds just there. So what we'll do is I'll just wire this all up, and we should be getting, I want to be getting about 760 sand. 760 probably at the lowest. So I'll auto it. Oh no, I fired again. Okay, so yeah, you can see we are getting a bit of sand spraying around there. So I'd say the issue that's causing that to happen is it is not getting enough time to shuffle into the comp. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end up moving this entire top part of the compressor down here. Because as we extend the pulse extender, of course, like this is timed out to be as fast as possible. So there's a very limited amount of time between when the pulse extender closes for the 256 and when the pulse extender closes for the 256 and when the boosters fire. So if we just go move 2 down, and now we should just be able to just stick a sticky piston in that. What we'll do is we will fire. We'll see if that works. Do want to just put all that as well. Okay, so we'll auto it for 2 more shots and hopefully get about 760 sand. That looked good. That looks very nice actually. 763. Yeah, that should do. So I'm just going to auto it for 3 shots now, just to make sure we aren't getting any sand spraying. Okay, that's probably a little bit long. I didn't see any sand spray. That looks good actually. That looks very nice. 1521. 1521 divided by 384. 3.96. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much on 4 shots. Perfect. So, we've got that lined up there with very, very little sand loss. So, how much sand did we lose total? 384 multiplied by 4. We lost like 15 pieces of sand. 15 pieces of sand per shot's like what? 4 sand per shot. Count for 1 shot sand. Account for the fact that on complex you can't actually raid above like, yeah, raid like 5 blocks below world height because they've got an absolutely shit anti-mid-air system. And yeah, this'll be fine here. So what we'll do from here then, I guess we just smash out the power, to be honest. I might just do the power and all that for this episode, so this will just be the comp and the power, and then I'm going to release this comp as well separately for 2sec 384 comp. So what we'll do, again, standard fashion, of course we want a nuke on this thing. You pretty much always want nukes on every cannons you do, unless they're like very, very small. And we'll just get straight into it. So, of course, we want our nuke to be sitting about here, boosted forwards, and that's shuffling left and right there, so we can put a slab there and extend those slabs across like that. So we're going to be shooting our nuke in from this side here. Nuke goes in through that hole there, and then I'll be aligned to this slab here. And while I am actually thinking of that, I'm thinking that I do want this whole section over, just by a block. So, just so that we don't get sand shit spraying around. So we'll put that in, and then we'll put that in there. And then, okay, yeah, we can do our nuke here. So we want a ladder to sit there. Should be okay. Have a block in front of the ladder, so we're with our infinite boosters, that won't spray forward. We'll just put some blocks there, just so it doesn't interact with the comp at all. So I don't get exposure going into the comp. And then we'll just put our little nuke hole in just like that. So that's our nuke set up there. And we're going to want our booster to fall down just to here pretty much. So that's our comp there. We want our booster falling onto that. So what we'll do is we will just wire this up off here. I probably won't fully wire the nuke up here. This is just for me to sort of get my bearings for the time being. So that's going to be our nuke piston here. And then what we'll do is we'll carry this over by a couple more blocks. Now again, because if we do want to convert this into a web bust, we will need that 5 block gap. But the big difference here is we actually need to take into account the extra space required for an OSRB comp. So if we have that set up like that, it's going to be our web bus there. And then if we say drop, so of course we want that on a ladder there. So what I'm thinking is if we boost that all forwards onto a ladder just like that, that's the other side there, and then the boosters all forwards onto a ladder, that should be okay. Alternatively, we can drop it down more as well if needed. But now I'm sort of just working out the best way that I do want to be doing this. We do need that slab above it, of course, just to cancel out the Y exposure. But if we say put the nuke booster just here, just thinking, I think this is, so the big thing that I am worried about here is when I do shoot my my nuke, or not my nuke, my nuke hammer in, I don't want it to be like spraying up the side. So what I might do is I might just shift this whole section back by a block. So if our nuke hammer is going to be sitting here, then we can just put a trapdoor just here, because again, this is, we want this to be falling over 2 game ticks. It's going to make it more efficient. We don't want to just shoot in 1 game tick, because if we're just having 1 redstone tick between the boosters, or between that booster there and then the power, you've got 2 game ticks of flying. So I'll have a trapdoor there instead of a slab. So we shoot all that in, we'll line it up with that. That means we've got this spot here for our OSRB comp, and that means we can just then drop our booster just into this block here. This is looking good now, and then we can wire up our OSRB comp. Now, just because of the setup that I've gone here, I'm actually going to opt for the standard piston comp for it. just purely because I don't really want the slime blocks to be interacting in this middle part here, and I frankly think it's going to be too hard to wire up. So I'm just going to go with a standard piston comp for this one, and because this is just going to be an OSRB, we're just going to have 2 blocks of room for it. So I guess I will say, like, just while I am doing this, I'm going to keep repeating this until like the fucking end of time. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. So especially in a situation like this, where you are working in a very, very tight spot for a tight cannon, you want to prepare the cannon before you start wiring everything else up. So specifically this area of the cannon here, where all these boosters go through, you want to wire this first, because otherwise it's going to be a complete cunt to try and fit this in after, if you haven't wired this up and prepared it beforehand. So with that being said, what we'll do is we will just put that there. Of course, we can just fuck that all off now. We don't need to deal with that anymore. So then now we have our pistons here. We've got plenty of room really to shuffle that around, and as it's going left and right, it will all be focused in that block there, and we'll have 2 blocks of space, which will sort of go in just like that for our OSRB Santa form. And then we'll have plenty of space over the other side here for our Nuke hammer to get shot in. It might actually get a bit ugly here, to be honest. And I'm sort of getting the feeling that I do want to move this whole section down a little. The reason why I say that is because I just don't really like the idea of having my Nuke hammer here rubbing up against the side of this little compressor here. Alternatively, what I could also do is I could also just flip the compressor over to the other side, and then we won't really run into that issue anymore. So I might just do that, to be honest. So what I'll do is I'll put a slab there, and I'll put a piece of salt sand there, and then that is going to be in at its, I'm trying to say, state, so that's going to slide that way there. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck did I just knock over? Something under my desk, no clue. Anyway, so we'll just get this all prepared, just like that. Okay, and yeah, now that looks a lot better. So when we shuffle our Nuke hammer in here, as long as we've got that all hard aligned to that side there, I think I might just drop it down by a block as well, to be honest. I think that's going to look a little bit better, and it's going to be a little bit cleaner. As well as, oh no, I want to leave it there because I do want to leave like all the comp on the same Y level as well. Oh, we're getting into a bit of a rough spot here, to be honest. That's good that we're running into these issues now, and we're not going to be running into them halfway through once we're done building the cannon. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll just sort of put this ring around here. That's where our OSRB sand will be dropping in there. And that looks okay, to be honest. Yeah, the only thing that I'm a bit iffy about here, to be honest, is just... oh, well, if I have the boosters set up like that, then I think that'll be okay, to be honest. Yeah, I think we just do that, eh? And we'll just have that, we'll just make sure we need to have that hard aligned up against that side there. It'll look a bit dodgy, but it should still all work fine. So what I'll do now is I'll sort of set up the barrel. So we do have that 5 block space, I think. I just need to make sure we got that 5 block space, again, if we do want to switch to a web bus nuke. So we just don't need to worry about that while fucking around with the cannon. So we'll put 1 there, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 3 blocks. I'll be dropping there. Okay, yeah, perfect. So yeah, it gets dropped there. Infinite boosters will be on this side here, and I'll just shove it all right there, which is absolutely what we want. So that's all sweet. That area is sort of all segmented up. That's exactly how we want it. And yeah, I guess from here what we'll do is we'll just build our barrel. So again, standard XY, we're just going to use chests and slabs again to limit the Y exposure a little bit and to give it more forwards exposure. Alternatively, with most of these cannons here, you can drop out the slabs for trapdoors or whatever else you want for better Y exposure. It's just personal preference for me to be using slabs. Yeah, I've got that 1 block too over or over too much. Yeah, because it's going there. So just move that over a little bit more. And then if we have our power getting shot forwards, our power is going to be sitting here. and then we want good exposure, so what I'll do is I'll have a block here, and then this will be our power sitting here, and then yeah, that'll come forwards. Just out like that. Pretty standard setup so far, except for the OSRB comp, but yeah, all you pretty much need to do is just allocate some space for that, and then you'll be absolutely fine, to be honest. So anyway, I think I'm just about to hop into speedrun mode here, and just absolutely start smashing out whatever I need to do with this cannon. And yeah, that's sort of it. I'll just include it all if anyone does want to rewatch it. But anyway, yeah, that should be fine, to be honest. So I'm just going to finish up the barrel, and then we'll just crack into it. Looks like a good little barrel there, standard setup, and then we need our sticky piston. Of course, this is just to kill exposure for our power. Won't worry about wiring that up for the time being. I want to boost our power from this side. I'm just going to go for maybe 18 blocks long for the power. 18. So it goes to there. I did one in line with the comp as well. I might just do 15. Should be there, I think. For 15 blocks long. Yep, that'll do. And then that'll be our first booster just there. Okay. Three sets of 4 probably. That's the last one. Just there. I'll just do 5. And then ladder. It's a little dodgy, but that should be fine. Again, I'm not really talking about this section here because everyone's seen it before. If you don't know what the hell I'm doing here, just go back through my previous videos. I will have explained this with the 256. I will have explained it with the 100 stacker and even the 10 stacker to some extent. What I'm doing here. I still haven't released that 100 stacker, and I might just make a 2-sec 100 stacker a bit later. But for now, this is fine. I never really like cannons that stacked small amounts anyway. It's just personal preference, but really, yeah. Biggest change here is just going to be the fact that I'm going to be raising this up like 20 blocks. Just again, so we're just cutting down time between it lighting and it getting shot into the barrel. Or we're extending that time basically. So it's not sitting down here for too long. Just so we can cycle those shots through faster. So when in doubt, if your cannon's not working, just try raising shit up pretty much. Try and work out what's like intermingling between the shots if it's a speed issue, and then just raise it up. How's that? It's probably a little bit too high, too down. Standard power arrangement, standard tick arrangement. We're just going to be using 0 to 6.59, like normal. So that'll be carrying out just like that. Okay, perfect. And we'll just carry this along. And again, here is that one, here is that one there. So first dispensers are going to be up here. And then that can just go along. I'll just rig out the bottom wiring. My hotkeys are a bit screwed up, but that's alright. Of course, our first piston's just going to be there facing upwards. Oops. Nice. Should be about 180 power, maybe getting about 60 chucks worth of range with this barrel setup. when I do eventually do a, what's the thing called again? Hammerless. I will end up talking about trapdoor queuing as well. We don't need it for this cannon here, but it's really quite nice for doing a hammerless, which we will do eventually. When I can be bothered, pretty much. As a side note, I will actually probably be taking a break from this cannoning series after this cannon to sort of talk about base defenses, how to build them, how to rate them. So I'll make that known as well. So I got that TNT field now. Everything should just be dropping down in here, shuffled forwards, all the way to the end here on a cut exposure there. And I'm just going to put a slab above it so it doesn't affect anything else. And we'll just rig up that piston there. Again, we'll just do this standard pulse extender arrangement, probably. Just go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just go just like that. 8-tick pulse, it's like, it's not necessary and you can time it off 4 ticks, but you've just got more room for error basically. So when the power goes off, or when this booster goes off here, this is going to inadvertently power the whole cannon, so you're going to see TNT and shit spraying everywhere. It's alright. There you go. Anyway, what we'll do then is we'll just do ourselves a bit of counting, and I've just lagged the server out because I think I just shot into unload chunks. Anyway, from this point here, from this redstone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, first power at 14, second power at 16. So we're going to be going 14, 16, and then we want this to be closing here before 54, which is when the first power will go off and actually explode. So what we'll do is we'll set this up to go 50 redstone ticks after. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40 redstone ticks. 44, 48, and then 50. Perfect. Yeah, I just powered the entire thing again, eh? Anyway, what we'll do then is we will just set this up with a quick pulse here. And then we can test it. We've got it up high enough so that it should be fine. TNT fill, and we'll just fire. Whoop. See if that works. I didn't even see if that worked, to be honest. Oh, you know what they say, lads, leave and pray. So, we'll get this rigged up then with a 2-sec clock. Just gonna be testing this half a cannon here today, probably, and then we'll probably just do the rest tomorrow. Pretty simple. Biggest change will just be a slightly larger hammer. Anyway. We'll just go into that, and we'll just stick a lever on the end, and we'll just auto a few shots, and see if we got everything timed out right. If we got everything timed out right, you will not see TNT spraying fucking everywhere. Looks good. Looks very good. Looks very good. You can see why you need that raised area though now, because you do have those extra shots cycling through. And then, of course, this piston here blocking the exposure from going back and getting shot back into that block there. This looks very good. I'm actually very happy with this. So this will be our power welder. Need to actually turn that off first. Second thing to wire up will be our... It's all working fine? Yep, that's all working fine. Next thing to wire up will be our hammer booster here. So I'll just quickly speed run through that. Just go 1, 2, and then probably just that should do for now. Just watch your head with the booster above as well, or the sand comp actually. And then we just want our reset circuit. This block here is going to be getting power, so we'll put our reset circuit there. And of course, you want the capping blocks over the top, just so you aren't spraying TNT up and everywhere. Anyway, so that should be fine there. What we'll do from here is we know we are running 1416, so we're going to wire this up to go off 1416. Because we have this quick pulse here, we don't really need to worry about having too many short-ticked repeaters in this area here. So what we'll do is we'll just count straight to the end initially, and then work back from that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that booster is going to be going off there at 7. And we want it to be going off at 13, so we need to add 6 redstone ticks. So we'll add 3 here, and then we'll add 3 here. and then we'll just rig that up, and that should be good to fire, to be honest. So I'll stick that block on the side there, stick a block out here, and then stick a block just here. So what we can do then is put a web there, and we know the comp works at 2 sec, we know the power works at 2 sec, we just need to make sure the booster and all that works at 2 sec, which it should do, because I'm pretty confident with this timing, to be honest. Bang, 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 and nothing. Okay, what's going on here? I'd say the issue is probably it is just getting caught on the blocks on the side, and it's just got a tiny bit of X exposure in the rightwards direction from that booster. It's just clipping into the side there and not working. Bang, there you go, perfect. CE 384, perfect. That's what we want. So I'll just start autoing it then, and see if anything sprays out. I'll start with 2 shots, make sure we get close to 760. Let's see. Bang. And that is 761. So that's perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So yeah, that's our power, that's our booster setup sort of done. And yeah, apart from that, I'll catch you all in the next video. Pretty quick one. Next one should be maybe 2 or 3 parts. Maybe 4, just depending on how fucked the OSRB hammer's gonna be. But for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's gone nice and smoothly, and yeah, so I'll just catch you all in the next video then.